Shut up and write a book, will you? Welcome to the Still New Market Like a Man podcast. I'm Wes Schaefer, the Sales Whisperer, your host. And as you can tell by today's opening, we're going to talk about writing a book, which is something you need to do like yesterday. Getting published is the new business card of 2015 and beyond. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you how to make it happen sooner rather than later. So let's dive right in. You know, seems to be a proliferation of these people banding together under some main entity that charges you $5 or $7 or $12 or $22,000 and guarantees you a New York Times bestseller, and you contribute a chapter, and 12 or 15 or 22 other individuals contribute a chapter, and bing, bang, boom, they slap a hardcover book together, create some artwork, and you drive out to Hollywood or Philadelphia or wherever and collect your trophy, and you take some pictures with other sort of famous people, and you can say you are A, an author, and B, a best-selling author. And you know what? I'm kind of torn on this. If you know deep down in your heart that you will never write a book, if you know deep down in your heart that you do not have 20 or 30,000 words worth of interesting content, if you know deep down in your heart that you are just not ever going to put anything in print, then knock yourself out and go do that, okay? Because look, I get it. We live in a celebrity-obsessed culture. And saying that you're an author and got your smiling mug on the cover of a jacket of a book can really help build some credibility. And if that helps you get the word out and cut through the clutter and be a better servant in your niche, and I truly believe that selling is a calling and that serving is our purpose, okay? If that helps you weed out the bad apples in your niche and so you can grow and serve others, then you know what? Knock yourself out, okay? And look, it worked for the Bible. You know, there were a lot of people that contributed to that big book. It worked for the chicken soup for the soul. So I get it, okay? But on the flip side, I don't know. I feel personally kind of cheesy about it. Now, I have the added benefit. I like to write. It comes somewhat naturally, but you know what? With the tools that are out there today and a little bit of discipline, you too can be a writer. Most of the best books that you know, and a lot of the nonfiction books that you've even run across, a great majority of them were dictated. You know, I had early on the sales podcast, I had Anthony Parinello, and he wrote the Selling the Veto series, The Very Important Top Officer, and he talked about how he would transcribe it. He would just record himself and hand over the audio, and people would transcribe it for him. Okay, I've got a website, filipinotechsupport.com. You can, for a flat fee, my personal assistant in the Philippines, Anna, will find you a full-time Filipino. Okay, and you don't even have to go that far. You can find people overseas. You can find people on Fiverr, on Odesk, on Elance. You know, even in your local community that will transcribe the spoken word. But there's software programs now, like I run a Mac, but Dragon software, I have Mac Dictate. There's things like that are very good. You have to train them a little bit, right? It gets used to your speech, your vernacular, but it is still faster than just typing, okay? And so go ahead and record yourself. You know, make an outline of a particular topic and make it happen. Now, here's what you do. All right, dun, 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 great wisdom. You literally just pick a topic, and you got to come up with a good headline. But at the end of the day, if you go and look in your sent items in your email, you have answered questions to prospects or to clients, even friends, okay, about your specific industry, your specialty. You have gold sitting in your outbox. Okay, not your outhouse. That's something different. So in your outbox is gold. Go harvest that or pay somebody to harvest it. But it's probably going to be you. Go and look at the questions that you've answered over the past several weeks or months. And I promise you, there's a ton of content there that you can compile, at least into the beginnings of a book, because that's the hardest part, is getting started. If you know you're going to write a book on physical fitness, on financial markets, investing for the future, if you're going to write a book on natural medicine, so you're a chiropractor, I promise you've written a ton of content already. And then put it together. When I wrote my book on Infusionsoft, that was a different beast, because by and large, it was the user guide they allowed me to take from online and print it out. But I still wrote, 80 or 100 pages in the beginning that talked about the principles and about sales and marketing and automation and processes. But really, it was kind of a stream of consciousness sort of thing. Okay, and I didn't even have an editor for that one. I wrote it. My mom was helping. She would kind of proofread. So she was kind of an editor, proofreader, if you will. And I took that thing to print. Okay, I printed it on CreateSpace, and even my second book I did through CreateSpace. So it's createspace.com. It's owned by Amazon. And, I sell this book. It's over 600 pages, and it costs me maybe $9, under $9 to print. And I can print one. Okay, I can print one, I can print 100. It does not matter. And they will drop ship, which means I can order it, and I do this a lot of times. So not too much. I try to keep, 5 to 10 books on hand at all times, so I can sign them and send them to people. But sometimes, if I'm running out, we got a bunch of orders came in, we will drop ship, which means we'll order from Amazon and ship straight to the customer. And Amazon lets you do that, and it's literally like $8, $9. So it's super affordable, okay? And on CreateSpace, really the only thing you've got to do is figure out your dimensions, okay? What size book do you want? They give you the layout for the artwork, for the cover, for the spine, right? Front cover, back cover, and spine. You can pay them a few $100 for their professional people to do this for you. But I wrote both of my books on Apple Pages, okay? Not the best thing in the world, but you know what? It did the job. Okay, and the whole reason you want to write a book is, as I said before, to cut through the clutter. When I hand somebody a book, they see that I'm an author. It makes me an expert. It helps me stand apart from the competition. I got an email just 6 days ago from the wife of a client. He's actually a chiropractor. Let me pull it up here. It says, "Wow, I saw your books you sent to my husband. Unbelievable!" ! You sure have an amazing brain to store all that great stuff. Now, like I said, the first book on Infusionsoft, it's a big study guide, really a user guide with some ideas and a different outlook on sales and marketing, which you need to have before you jump into the software. But then my second book, It Takes More Than a Big Smile, a Good Idea, and a Twitter account to Build a Business That Lasts, was really just it's 79 stories. It's 79 of my past weekly whispers. So I've been writing that for years, and I pulled out what I thought were the best ones over the last many years, and it turned out to be 79 of them. And so I created that book. Really, all I had to do was put it together. I had to update some of them because some of the posts were dated, based on things that were going on at the time. So I modified it to fit current times, or just removed references that were out of date. A friend of mine proofread it and edited it and helped me clean it up. But it was really pretty simple. But I had been writing that every single week for many, many years. Okay, so my point for you on that is start writing. So I did that as a blog, okay, and then I did it as a weekly newsletter, so people would sign up to get it. But start writing, do it regularly, and really follow two paths. One is write regularly, so you have content, so your blog is fresh. Google likes to see fresh content. Your readers, your prospects like to see fresh content. The other thing is dive right in. When I committed to write my second book, I got that thing done in a matter of weeks. Now, yes, I was assembling information, but sometimes editing and all is harder than just starting from scratch. But both of my books, the initial version of my second book was only 72 stories with no pictures, because I was trying to hit a deadline to attend a trade show and have those with me, and I did. But then I wasn't happy with it, so I added 7 more stories. I put images in there. I took a little bit more time, but still got it done quickly. And that thing has remained in its current state for a year and a half now. My first Infusionsoft book, I went through that, and I ended up having duplicate content, like a ton of pages, like 20 pages or more. From the way that we were editing it, it got copied over. And so I cleaned it up, reissued it. But that's the nice thing with CreateSpace, is that you can clean it up, resubmit. 24 hours later, you can order copies again. So my point there is just get it done. Okay, put something out there in the marketplace. Yeah, some people might bag. Okay, you might refund a couple people a couple of bucks, but at least it's done. Too many people fail because they never launch. Start writing. Put something out there. Come up with a title. Come up with an outline. Start filling in the gaps. Fill in the gaps with the stuff that you have sent. And then take the stuff that you have sent, reprovision it, turn those into blog posts. Next thing you know, you got more traffic coming to your site because your site has been optimized and it's fresh content. You've got to get this done, okay? And, there are other platforms out there you can use for printing. But I'm all about you just getting things done quickly, okay? I'll make a blog post about this. It'll probably take me a couple of weeks because I'm traveling here, starting tomorrow, going down to Social Media Marketing World where I'm speaking. Then I'm going to Infusionsoft's Icon 15. I've got a booth there and I'm speaking. Then it's my birthday. My mom's coming to town. So I just know with these trade shows, it's going to slow me down on writing. But be on the lookout for a detailed post I'll create on this for writing, but it really is as simple as using Microsoft Word, using Apple Pages, start writing, get it done, and you'll be surprised at how quick you can get into print. You'll be surprised at how affordable it is, and you'll really be surprised at just how many people look at you differently and how much business you will earn because you're a published author, okay? And when I say published, I mean the book is in print. It doesn't mean some big publishing house signed you, okay? Published just means you have a book with an ISBN number on it, and and they can order it on Amazon, okay? So, hey, you are a published author. Now, the more important thing is you need to realize you're not going to get rich writing a book unless you write the next Harry Potter. But like this Infusionsoft software, for example, this stuff sells for $2,000 up front, $300 to $400 a month. I get to keep all of the upfront money and a portion of the monthly forever. So this book, even if I gave it away, if that helps me make the sale, you can see where the real value comes in. So if you're an attorney, if you're a massage therapist, if you're a hairstylist, if you're a chiropractor, a plastic surgeon, it doesn't matter. Having something in print, and you know what? A lot of people won't even read it. And those that do read it, a bulk of them won't read the whole thing. So I'm not saying you have to write the next War and Peace. You're not going to write the next Pulitzer Prize winning novel. Just write so you can differentiate yourself, and you will sell more. You will feel better about yourself. You will have more confidence. And as Zig Ziglar always taught, selling is the transference of a feeling, and that feeling is confidence. So are you confident? And are you confident enough to transfer that feeling to your prospects? If you are, then your sales will grow. You'll serve more people. You'll live a happier, healthier life. You'll be able to make bigger decisions and make a bigger impact on the world because you're not groveling, running around begging for scraps, sharpening your pencil to try to get any deal from anybody that can fog a mirror. Okay? So get to work, okay? Go write your book. Start writing now. bust out any type of application that you may need to record yourself. Okay. I use an iPhone. I think a lot of people listen to this do as well. You can get the Dragon speech app on your iPhone. I also have, it's not a dictation or transcribing app, but there's one called Fire. I have that. I record anytime I'm speaking. Like today I spoke at my local city Chamber of Commerce. Had a thing every quarter for new business owners, so I spoke there. I record anytime I go out and speak because you never know what you can do with that content. And actually, many years ago, I gave a talk at another city here locally, and I gave my talk on the 7 deadly sins of selling. And that went very well, had a lot of dialogue, interaction, and I took that raw audio and converted that and made that into the CD that I've sold for years called the 7 Deadly Sins of Selling. It's an MP3 download. It's a bonus for certain products. I sell it. I sell the CD. I have that at trade shows. I use it as a lead tool. I'll hand that out to people in return for their business card or for them to sign up, for me to stay in touch. So always be looking at ways to record yourself. But once you have that audio, boom, that can easily be transcribed. And now, trust me, it's easier. If you're not a writer, it's easier to look at something written and clean it up than to start from scratch. And the best way is to just start talking. Get yourself recorded, okay? And cars nowadays, so I drive around. You may have seen some of my videos, but the sound is very good. I've got an iPhone. I have the headset, the standard issue white cord. I tuck the earpieces in my shirt, so the microphone is right at my mouth, okay, right at my my neckline. The audio is crystal clear. You hear literally no road noise. It's amazing. So I'll set that thing up on my dashboard. I'll do videos, and then I'll convert that. I'll take the audio out of that and use that as a download. So there's no excuse not to get things in writing and become published, okay? So I hope this helped. I hope you, as I say, pull the trigger and ride the bullet. You got to jump in. You got to make things happen. There will be no edict. There will be no parting of the clouds with cherubim coming down to anoint you as the author and the expert in your niche. You have to claim that title for yourself, and you'll do that by writing a book. All right? Thanks for listening. Please give me some feedback on this new format. Share this with some others, and at the end of the day, just remember to always market like a man. Good selling.